So the last video in this section is going to be on item bank assessments. Item bank assessments are kind of the top um, piece of Illuminate. This is what they try and push everyone towards. And as your PLC gets more and more comfortable with using Illuminate, you will find that there is a lot more functionality from a teacher perspective, a lot of different ways that you can assess your kids that you can't with a manual hybrid assessment. And it's also much, much more user friendly for your students. So let's start with the students. Actually, let's take a look at this. As I explained in the manual hybrid assessment, you have this assessment panel that shows what questions are getting right, wrong as they're taking the test. It's kind of a live look, so you can monitor. So that functionality comes over from manual hybrid. But look at the student interface. So instead of having two separate things where you have different things that are like scrolling separately, the kids are focusing on one question at a time. And the quality of the image, whether this one happens to not be in color, but I know from a U.S. history perspective, copying cartoons and especially being able to use color cartoons that the kids can see was a huge help for us. Our kids really appreciated that. You weren't worried so much about copy quality and things of that nature. The downside is you have to create every single cartoon as a separate passage, and then you have to create each question individually and attach it to it. So it does take some time from that perspective. However, once you get into a groove, it really does start to go quite quickly. And if you split up the work, it's definitely doable. The U.S. History PLC, we put together ours in about a year, just kind of staying on top of it. And now that we have them, it's small edits here and there. You're going to go through, you can see how many steps there are in terms of details and standards and things that you can attach to. But if you just take a look here, you have your regular multiple choice option, true, false, yes or no. You have a highlight function. So if kids are going through a reading, you can force them to highlight a particular part of text. As an example, which highlight the piece of evidence that would prove the following point, and kids go in and highlight. You have a drop-down menu, a constructed response menu, which would be like a writing piece. An explicit constructed response piece would be something where you type in a specific words, and the system will actually grade it for you. So it's looking for key terms and things like that. And then drawing, this could be used for technical designs and things like that in like an industrial tech, things like that. The math equation one, I haven't worked a ton with, but that is also some functionality of it as well. Again, if we can work towards this point, there really is a lot of functionality that I think both helps our kids. You get all that data analysis stuff, which is great. Again, we as a PLC, I think I can speak for everybody. We've been really happy with everything that we've been able to do with that.